something was living in my uncle's woods. I'm not sure how to start this without sounding crazy, but I need to get off my chest before I start convincing myself it never happened. 2 years ago, I spent the summer with my Uncle Gary on his property just outside Hallbrook, Arizona. My mom thought it would build character to do manual labor. Gary owned about 80 acres of mixed desert and pine forest, the kind of place where you can walk for an hour and still see nothing but sagebrush and dry creek beds. Gary was one of those guys who never locked his doors. "Ain't nothing out here to steal," he'd always say. He lived simple: generator, old truck, a few cows, and his dog, Buddy. It was quiet there, almost too quiet. The first week I couldn't sleep because of how still the nights were. No cars, no humming appliances, not even crickets sometimes, just wind. The whistle. It started with a whistle. One night around 2 a.m., I was lying in the loft, half asleep, when I heard it. 3 notes, low to high, like someone trying to get a dog's attention. I figured it was the wind through the trees, but then Buddy started whining. Not barking, he was whining. Gary heard it too. I heard him stop out of the porch and shout, "Who's there?" in that irritated voice old men have when they're woken up. No answer. He came back in and muttered something like, "Damn coyotes. They mimic, you know." I didn't know animals could whisper, but I didn't ask. The thing in the field. A week later, I was out in the field near dusk, checking the fence line. About 100 yards out, near the tree line, I saw someone, or something, standing still. At first, I thought it was Gary. Same height, same build, but he was just standing wrong, like too straight, like a kid pretending to be a scarecrow. I called out, "Hey!" And it jerked. Not turned, it jerked, like a puppet on strings, and it bolted into the trees. By the time Gary came out, it was gone. He looked pale when I told him what I saw. And he said, "If you see that again, don't call out. Just get back inside." He wouldn't explain. The recording. I started keeping my phone on me after that. One night, around 3 a.m., I heard that same whistle again, followed by what sounded like Buddy barking. Except Buddy was asleep at the foot of my bed. I grabbed my phone and hit record. The audio's still on my old phone. You can hear it clearly. A man's voice. Soft. Calling. "Buddy, come here, boy." Gary burst into my room before I could move. He had his rifle and he told me to stay quiet. We listened. The voice came again. This time, closer to the porch. It didn't sound right. The words were spaced wrong, like whoever said them was copying from memory. He whispered, "Don't answer it. Whatever you do, do not go outside." The voice stopped about dawn. Next morning, Gary went out first. He came back looking like he hadn't slept in days. He told me not to bother checking the porch, but I did anyways after he left the town. The dirt outside had tracks, not boots or paws, but bare feet, huge ones. Each step was perfectly in line with the next, like he was walking on a balance beam. And there were too many. Some pointed towards the woods, some pointed towards the house, some just stopped. Like whatever it was had been lifted straight off the ground. The storm came through 2 days later. Gary had said it would blow over by morning, but that night something slammed against the wall of my room. Hard. Buddy went nuts, barking and growling at the window. And silence. No wind, no thunder, just the sound of something breathing on the other side of the glass. Slow, deep, human. And then my own voice, right outside the window. It said, "Buddy, come here." Gary fired through the wall before I could move. The breathing stopped. When the storm cleared the next morning, we packed up and left. Gary didn't say a word on the drive to town. He just handed me a folded piece of paper with one line written on it. "Don't ever whistle back." I tried to go back last year to visit him, but his cabin was gone, burned down to the foundation. Sheriff said it was lightning. They never found Gary's body. Sometimes late at night, I still play that recording, and I tell myself it's just the wind. But right before it ends, I swear, I can hear someone whisper my name.